Hello there, people of hyperspace. My name is Davontos, and it's time to get hyped, because this is another requested class by one of my YouTube subscribers, Jerbrill Releford. I'm sorry if I misspelled your name, but there's your name spelling right up there. I believe it's pronounced Jerbrill Releford. But anyway, Jerbrill wanted me to use a burst rifle with a combat knife, and it's a pretty solid build. He didn't really say any perk loadouts or anything like that, so I kind of just put regular perks I would usually put for a burst rifle. I tried to switch out between the burst rifle and the combat knife throughout the game. I never really use my secondaries that much, but you're going to see here I tend to switch out between both, just so I can put the combat knife, or basically my secondary, to use as I play. For my perks, I believe I have Ghost, Fast Hand, Scavenger, and Engineer, and then I'm rocking a Thermite Bomb because I love catching things on fire! But anyway, this is a weird class, but it's surprisingly effective. I never really used the combat knife that much. You're going to see I unlock something in this game for the combat knife, but again, I never really used the combat knife that much. I kind of see it to be pointless, because I can just, shoot them with a pistol for a secondary instead, but it's really good for close range, as combat knives are intended to be, but surprisingly effective. You got that burst rifle, especially the M8, since it has that very fast fire rate. You have the M8, which is beast at medium range, and one of the best guns to use at long range. And then you got that combat knife to just quickly swap out and stab anybody who's coming in your face at close range. And I would actually suggest you guys to replace your secondary, if you have like a pistol or a bazooka, replace it with the combat knife, especially if you're running the M8, the XR2, or even something like the Shiva. Because you're going to be surprised how effective this thing is. I was shocked. I was like, man, this thing good! But I didn't really play that good in this game. I think I went 24-8, which is, it's not the best score, but I say it's pretty good. I'm still kind of getting used to the combat knife. Most of my deaths was because I was using the combat knife, but it's not because it's a bad weapon, it was just because I never use it, and I still gotta get used to it, just like here. I take that guy out, I use some Matrix, and then I run, I take you out too! Oh, look at that! And then I just retreat before the other guy takes me out. So I'm getting used to it, but if you guys master this thing, or master the wrench, or brass knuckles, or any stabbing, whacking kind of secondary, like look at this, I cannot hit that guy for nothing. If you guys master this combat knife, it's gonna be really fun to use. It's kind of like using the, what was that sniper called? The PL6, that burst sniper? It's like a weird sniper rifle, but it's fun to use, because like, it makes you feel like using the Tempest all the time. And for those of you who haven't used the Tempest, or if you haven't used Prophet, the Tempest is like this, I call it the Thunder Gun, even though it shoots electricity, but it's like, you charge it, and it shoots this big bolt of lightning, and it would chain to other people who are close to it. That's kind of like how the combat knife feels. You can quickly chain to other people if they're close, or like Spectre's, the Ripper? Yeah, Spectre's Ripper, just keep chaining people over and over again, and it's so fun to do! I played a couple of games using the combat knife. This is basically the best out of all of them, because, I'm not gonna post a game where I go like 4-13, that's too embarrassing. So, I was playing a couple of games here and there. Some of them I did good, some of them I did very, very bad. But this is like the best out of all of them. Oh, gotcha! And then I turn around and they're like, oh, he doing Matrix on me, oh, confusion! And he's still doing Matrix on me, oh, and I got you! So, I would suggest the best specialist to use if you want to run combat knife. If you're running Spectre, don't set the Ripper. It kind of defeats the purpose of having a combat knife. So, if you're using Spectre, activate that active camo. It'll give you a good chance to sneak up on anybody and just get them unsuspectedly. If you're going to run anybody else, I would say Battery's kinetic armor is really good to just sponge in on bullets and just get up all in their face and stab them. I would say Ruin's Overdrive is really effective, because you can just like whiz around the entire battlefield stabbing everybody. And I would also say Reaper's Psychosis, as I'm doing here, because if you know a guy's around the corner, you can just activate Psychosis, and they'll be all confused with them clones. Attack of the clones! They'll be all confused with the clones, and they'll be, freaking out, shooting those clones, so you could just quickly get in there and take them out before he even knows what hit him. For your perks, it's kind of an open book. In this gameplay, I'm using it both my main weapon and my knife, so I kind of have it in favoring both. I have Ghost activated so I can use the combat knife, but then I have Scavenger and Fast Hand so I can use the M8. But if you're just going to be running the combat knife, Sixth Sense is possibly one of the best perks you can have. Sixth Sense and Ghost for tier 1. Perk tier 2? I would probably say, I forgot what I just had a brain fart! I think that it's called the one that you can not be affected by counter UAVs and all that. I say that's probably one of the better ones. And then for your last tier, just take something that's completely silent, like Dead Silence and Amplify, so you can just be like a ninja and just take out everybody who tries to approach you. But I think if you're just gonna run Blade or Wrench or Brass Knuckles or whatever you have, any melee weapon, I think those are the best perks, basically, to use. And if you want, you can slap on a throwing knife on there, who says it's only good for stabbing, huh? But it's surprisingly a very effective secondary, and it goes very well with a lot of the long-range or slow-shooting weapons. But anyway, that's about the end of the gameplay here. Score 72 is going to go up to 75 really quickly. So, if you liked the video, punch that like button with a mighty force. Thanks to Jerbrill Releford for making this gameplay possible and showing me this epic beastly secondary that I'm going to use a lot more often. You can follow me on Twitter, @DavontosMan, or follow me on Vine, which is Davontos. I haven't posted any Vines yet, but there will be Vines coming in the near future. And as always, I'll see all of you in my next video. Have a nice day!